Welcome back, beer tubers. Today we're taking a look at one of the new releases from Stone. This is the 2015 Odd Years release of their Old Guardian, and this is the extra hoppy version. So yeah, they didn't quite go out a limb this year for the Odd Years release, just extra hoppy. This case featuring the newer hop varietal called the Zaka. If you remember previously, it was the oak smoked Old Guardian. The year before that was the Belgian yeast fermented Old Guardian. So, got it poured out here. Looks like Old Guardian. It gets into that kind of reddish tinge, but there's some like orange notes to it. So like a almost ruby red color, and then it's got just a kind of slightly like tannish, off-white color head on there. At 11%, you get some alcohol legs. Let's get the aroma. Huh, that is very interesting and different. Yeah, those are Zaka hops. Wow, they add like a candied fruit. I mean, it's just that, and then you combine that with this big like caramel, like toffee note from the malt. There's some breadiness in there. It's like wow, what does that remind me of? I don't want to say like fruitcake, but kind of like fruitcake. Not exactly. Yeah, it's got this like candied like pineapple. What else is in there? Like dried fruits. A lot of dry, sweeter fruits is what I'm getting. Like a dried pineapple. Maybe like a dried papaya, or some of those sweeter, like more tropical fruit kind of characteristics to it. Yeah, and then there's this big malt underneath. So yeah, it smells really interesting. Let's dig in. Cheers. Yeah, it's like an extra ramped up, fruitier version of Old Guardian. So you're getting all that similar character, that malt bill, that really sweet bread, that those caramel notes are all what you expect. Some of that yeast, that Stone house yeast character comes through, and then it finishes on the bitter side, dry and bitter side, as you kind of expect from an American style barley wine. But up front, you get hit with a lot of hop flavors. You're getting that more traditional, piney, sort of floral, citrusy, grapefruit character. But then like that hits real first, and then there's kind of the start of the beer, and kind of midway through, that Zaka really carries over that kind of fruitcake, candied, pineapple, sort of, papaya character kind of comes through midway through, and adds like this extra level of sweetness that kind of works with the sweeter caramel malt. So yeah, it's a interesting hop they chose to pair with regular Old Guardian. So as it warms, I'm getting a little more sweetness, more of that Zaka hop sweetness kind of pairs up with the caramel malt character in there, and the finish definitely has a bitterness to it. That fruitcake and sweetness of the malt kind of lingers, but then it dries out, and then you get this kind of like herbal piney character on the finish. So yeah, interesting take on Old Guardian. It's a nice twist, but yeah, it turns it into kind of like this fruitcake version, I guess, if you will, of Old Guardian. So if you think that sounds interesting, you'll probably like it. It drinks a little bit more, less like a typical barley, American style barley wine because of that. But yeah, it's I think it kind of works. I'm kind of a little perplexed with the flavors. It's something unique. I haven't quite had this like fruitcake kind of like character out of this beer. So a nice little twist this year. Extra hoppy is kind of, sure, it's extra hoppy, but really it's just kind of playing around with that Zaka hop in there. Kind of just steers the beer in a little different direction. So maybe a little less than other years, but Stone knows kind of their comfort zone with hops, and did something a little different this year for the extra hoppy 2015 Old Guardian Odd Year release. So thanks for watching. Until next time, please comment and subscribe. Cheers.